Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Jack Richardson, and today what I want to talk to you guys about is weak body parts and how it may not necessarily be down to genetic limitation. You may not be doomed with those body parts and what you can do to sort of tackle them. So first of all, what I want to speak about is form and execution of the exercise. This is one I can personally definitely relate to. A lot of people will be performing exercises and they'll be using assisting muscle groups instead of the actual muscles that they're trying to target. This could be down to a number of things. It could be down to the load being too heavy, therefore they're not performing the exercise correctly, or it could be down to range of movement being limited and not engaging all the muscle groups. To use myself as an example, I went for years where I was performing pull movements and I was using my arms to pull and also my rear delts. As a result of this, my arms are nicely developed, so are my rear delts, but my actual back is a weak point. Now, what I've done about this is I've started to use straps to engage my arms less and my back more. I've also reduced the load to focus on the form and the execution and to actually feel the exercise in my back, because mind muscle is absolute key and it's something you should hope to develop on if you want to improve a weaker body part. Another example is when you see people with overdeveloped quads, nicely developed quads and underdeveloped hamstrings and glutes. Now, this may be a result of shallow squats and just not squatting deep enough to sort of engage the glutes and the hamstrings, therefore creating that imbalance in the legs. Again, this is something that you guys need to sort of, with weaker body parts, make sure that you're doing. It goes along with the execution and just making sure the range of movement is fully there to engage all the muscles that you're trying to work on. So another great example of this is 7-time Mr. Olympia. Now, as an amateur, and I believe as a newer pro, he was known for having a weaker back. And with changes in execution and how he executed certain exercises, he now has one of the best backs to ever grace the bodybuilding stage. And that is just living proof of a guy with a weak point, but it wasn't down to genetic limitation. Again, what you should be focusing on is the mind-muscle connection. Do your research on how to perform the exercises that you're trying to perform correctly and make sure you're doing it. Leave the ego at the door and just make sure the actual muscle that you're trying to target is being engaged. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the attitude when training weaker body parts. Now, a lot of people aren't motivated by training weaker body parts because it's not as fun, understandably, as training stronger body parts. But if you train weak body parts, they'll forever remain weak body parts. So what you should be doing is training these body parts with intent and also prioritizing them. Because what you also find is, because the stronger body parts are more fun, a lot of people would be training them more often because they enjoy training them. But unfortunately, you're going to have to train those weaker body parts and prioritize them if you want them to not remain weak for the foreseeable future, essentially. And lastly, what I want to talk about is muscle groups that aren't being engaged or fired up properly due to them being tight or needing some sort of treatment. Again, I can use myself as an example of this. I've had a glute that hasn't fired properly whilst performing squats, and how I've noticed this is my leg has crept in whilst performing the squats, and as a result of this, my adductors, no, my erectors, should I say, have taken over, creating an imbalance in my erectors and also my glutes. So I'd recommend to everyone to get regular treatment of some sort, either from a sports therapist or osteopath. Just regular treatment to ensure that all the muscle groups are being activated and engaged properly and are in full working order. It is definitely worth the investment. I would definitely go and do it on a regular basis. Alright, so that is just brief video of a few things that may be limiting your body parts and making them weak. I'm hoping this reassures people that they're not doomed with genetic limitations. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. If you think a friend or someone you know will benefit from this video, please share, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. It's been Jack Richardson, and yeah, I'll catch you later.